Attention. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press 2. If you would like to thank you for using Securus, you may start the conversation now.
Hello?
Hey.
Yes?
Rudy?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh my goodness, is this Ed Brown?
Yeah. Finally.
Hey, I'm glad to talk to you. I didn't know who it was. I talked to hundreds of prisoners, so I'm glad to hear your voice, sir.
Yeah, it's taking me all this time. I just got your phone number in the mail this morning. All my personal property, all my address books and everything has been left back in West Virginia. So I didn't have any connection with anybody.
My goodness. Yeah, I think they're going to... I don't know. I think you're like, when I think of you, right, I think of you as a prisoner of war, and they don't abide by their own laws, and they're going to do everything they can to keep you silent and to try to, keep your voice from getting out.
That's exactly what they are doing. They know who I really am. You guys don't quite know yet, but they do. But you're going to about to find out pretty quick here. And I am a POW. This is a political thing. The courts right now are trying to keep me in here and to the judge in particular. I've already filed the proper paperwork with him anyway, but he's still trying to go against it. He should have released me immediately, but he didn't do that. So he's going to try to give me another 360 months to life.
Wow.
He can't do in law. But yeah, that's what he's trying to do. But however, I don't see how it's going to work in any way, shape, or form. But besides that, they've got a much further and bigger problem than just that. Because of what they're doing now, they're just exposing to how they really operated, that's the big who they really are. And that's what I've been looking for a long, long time. I can thank the Judge McCullough and I can thank Judge Singal for their added information to help me to expose this cartel within the United States infrastructure. And as soon as I get out the door, I'm going to hit I have no secrets. You know that, Rudy.
Yeah. Well, Mr.
Go ahead.
No, Mr. Brown, I think I hear, and when I look at BOP.gov website, I see that Elaine Brown is going to get out in 6 days. Of course, Jason and Daniel are already out of prison, but I'm concerned they're going to try to make some sort of martyr out of you and throw the book at you, but there's a thing called disparity of sentencing. I don't see how they can do that legally, but, because you are a fighter and because you are, someone who does not compromise your integrity or your values, they're going to try to make an example out of you, by punishing you and not abiding by their own laws. That's what I think is probably going to, yeah.
Good. Exactly right. That's what they intend to do. That's what they're trying to do. And they gave me this, forcing another useless, ineffective counsel on me that they picked out. And I've warned him already once that if he doesn't, shake the real quick, I'm going to have to get rid of him. Because he hasn't done anything so far. He's just wasting time, dragging it all out. And he doesn't seem to be responsive to anything that I'm saying to him, even the law that I'm showing him, which is crystal clear.
Yeah.
So, Rudy, so everybody understands the law is that their law is crystal clear that they should have released me immediately. I'm actually now, because of good time served, 2 years over the mark where I should have been out. So was Elaine was as well, too.
Yeah.
With a good time served, you could have been out in September 20th of 2017. So why are we still in prison?
Right. Well, what can people? We're definitely going to pray. We've got our Saturday Gideon's Call here in about 20 minutes. What can people do to bring attention to your case and to help you specifically, other than pray? I know that you got a lot of people praying for you, but
yeah, I know that. But they're going to hear a whole thing about spirituality, because I am a Christian. But I'm not the same kind of Christian that most people are. People don't understand anything about what's really going on yet because we haven't been able to speak out in the open. But they're going to hear about the Spartacus Project. The Spartacus Group Project, is going to enlighten everybody about many, many things that have been wrong in this country and in the world at large. And that includes spirituality. We're going to correct a lot of that as well, too. The Spartacus Project is made up of a group of extraordinary people, men and women, small group as it is yet, but from around the world, we're coming together to resolve these problems once and for all, these issues that have been going on for so long. That's why I seem kind of strange and weird to people all the time, because I'm not in their level of thinking. We're someplace else. Not above everybody else, but no ways at all. I'm just within them. We see everything, just about everything that's going on all the time. It's that insight. I've told you before, I'm an empath. I'm only a slow-level empath, but I'm an empath, and I see everything as I move from day to day. But my mind is so filled with so much junk in it, I can't get it out properly. I have to speak very slowly, but I never have the time. My funds are low simply because that's why I don't have the time, because my funds are always low, and I got to rush and talk quick, get it out as fast as I can, as much as I can. So it sounds like gobbledygook. Got me?
Yeah, I got you.
That's a serious problem.
I do.
Sit back and relax.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I do have a quick question, and I don't mean to interrupt you, Mr. Brown, but your any upcoming court dates that you can share, and do you want to fill the courtroom with your supporters, people that are pro your freedom and pro your release? Is there any court dates that we should know about?
Yes,
And
I do.
okay.
I want as much public output and outcry about this as possible, because the court system is breaking the law huge. We no longer have a judicial branch of government in the state of New Hampshire. And I can probably, I'm still giving Massachusetts, the appellate court, the opportunity about saying that about them yet, because still they've been kind of cooperative in doing their job. But New Hampshire is absolutely vindictive. The prosecutor, a Mr. Hufflin, was there in the beginning in 2007 out of with directions from D.C. because they know what I'm going to expose here. I'm a whistleblower. I want the president's ear. We need it now. That's no joke. I've been screaming for that for 4 years. You know that since you've known me.
Oh yeah, I remember when you mailed a letter to President Trump, and this company called Novatex Government Solutions intercepted your letter and mailed it back.
And that's correct. They destroyed it. Now, by what right do they have to do that? That's how serious this thing really is. I mean, I'm talking to people in here too, as well as the staff and stuff like that. They know there's something very serious going on, but nobody's moving on it. I can't do it from within here by myself. I mean, people on the street, a law firm or somebody that can force the recognition in there to get to the president and let him know we have the answers to a lot of the answers to the problems and issues that he has. But he's not getting this information because it's not coming from the right people. He's got too many people around him that's giving him mis and disinformation. And that includes the Department of Justice. We don't trust anybody at the Department of Justice.
Amen to that.
We've got to remember that they're the ones who have been responsible for nearly killing me 9 times on the record. Well, at least 5 of them on the record clearly. Okay, the rest of them there are still on the record for me. I remember every single date, every single time, and every single thing that they did. And this is all going to come out. I've actually asked for the sheriff up here in Stratford County before they get me to this prison here, in Stratford County, for asylum from the U.S. Marshals as they were taking me down to court. I didn't want to go because I don't trust them. Every time I get down to the side of the custody of the U.S. Marshals, I get tortured and abused. Every single time without fail. All that'll come out in a separate case down the road. But right now, I'm at the Merrimack County Jail, Merrimack County DOC, at 314 BW Highway in Boscawen, Boscowen, New Hampshire.
Got it.
03303. 03303. That's the zip code.
Okay.
Yeah. So, need right now, I'm sorry, you guys, I hate to ask for any funds at all. It just bothers me to know, being how wealthy we were in the street. I just don't like to ask for anything. But I have to. I've got no choice. All my funds that I've been building up when I get out of here, because remember, I'm getting out of here with no clothes, no nothing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm building up the money that folks were giving me here from the last few months here and saving it. So when I get out of here, now when I'm here, it's still back in what I got, a few $100 I got saved up there, but sitting back there in Gilmer. Here I got nothing, so...
Well, Mr. Brown, I want you to know that you do have a few people out here. Look, we live in Sodom and Gomorrah, and there's very few people left that have empathy for innocent prisoners, but there are a few. There are a few, and When you talk about the U.S. Marshals, I'm going to throw the Department of Justice and the FBI and the U.S. Marshals are full of children of the devil. I mean, these people, they don't even abide by their own laws, and when they try to kill you, that's exactly the behavior that I have seen over and over again, not just with you, but with other political prisoners.
And I'm going to repeat to you, they try to kill me, documented by their books. Okay, so, hey, if at the end they don't do anything about it, they don't question me, they don't bring me into court, they don't have a hearing, nothing. They just go ahead about. Remember the guy that they just cut off his head there a year ago, last November, at Terre Haute, Indiana?
Yes.
What happened to that case?
Right.
The Department of Justice has gone beyond the pale of being evil.
Yes.
It's way over the line.
Right.
Remember Mr. Weaver, Randy Weaver,
Yes.
and his family, what they did to her, okay? Blowing her head off and all that, killing his son and the dog and everything else. And remember Waco. This is all DOJ stuff, TWA 800, many other things that they've done. And there's no accountability. They live behind a bureaucratic shield with plausible deniability, with no accountability.
Right.
And this has got to stop, and it's got to stop damn soon here. These people walking around with a smug look, arrogant smile on their face like they got you, man, and they're going to do... I just had a Mr. Berry, I believe his name was, from the U.S. Marshal's Office down there at the court when I was there a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Okay, the day that Elaine did her video there, and they released her. And he gets into a verbal conflict with me, okay? He comes down there and sticking me a hard time. Well, you're going to be in prison for 350 more months. You're going to be a life imprisonment, and all the other guys are going to go away because you're such an evil dude. He knows better than that. He's one of the minions of many evil people that designed to come in here and amongst us and do all this crappy stuff. But he's the one who will pull a trigger.
Yeah.
Trigger on anybody in this country. He's the county marshal that will. Anyway, our position is not violence at all. Our position is the Spartacus Project. We are here to re-educate the people in this country, from children all the way through. Nutrition is part of the program, along with health care. All three of these things have to work hand in hand, and we have the formula to do this thing now. That's just for starters. We've got a whole bunch of things we're going to be announcing here in the not-too-distant future here. Shoot them out the door, as a matter of fact. So again, tell everyone to get excited. We have resolution in hand. We have remedy in hand. We're going to do it now. If the federal corporate criminal element in government doesn't like it, that's too bad. We're not interested in what they don't like anymore. We're going to go by the laws of the Constitution. As a USC Ranger, I'm obligated to do that anyway. But again, first, this information should be passed before the president before we even move on any of it. And that's why I'm so anxious to get a hold of him, because time's coming down. We can't wait any longer. We're going to have to just start moving on this stuff.
Right.
And by the way, again, it's got nothing to do with conflict. It's got everything to do with education. But I want to pass it by him to see if it will help him in any way, shape, or form. And I know it's going to. But he's got to hear it. I'm getting adamant about this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. And I'm so, please know that we're going to lift your name up, and also Elaine Brown up before the throne room of God in prayer. And we want to support you. Is there any dates? Do you have a trial date? Is there a date that we should keep in mind that you're going to go to court?
No, not yet. But I told you, Trey, to just get this thing going here right now. I said, enough of this bull BS and fool around stuff, because the judge is trying to find a way to just make it look like I did something for the run. Now, they're already using the press on me as it is, with the Manchester, with the union leader, newspaper, the WMUR TV, Channel 9 television, and the Vermont television set, Boston Globe, on their Boston paper, and the Boston television sets haven't been being negative yet. But let's wait and see.
Yeah. It seems like most of the mainstream media is in the pocket of the DOJ and the FBI, and they just parrot the narrative of whatever the FBI and the DOJ tell them to parrot, and they have no problem slandering you whenever they want, So.
No. Well, here's what, because they know. Listen, I'm going to say this crystal clear. I'm going to slow it down a little bit, okay? We have learned of a single cartel that is conducting a very deep, soft coup d'etat in this country since the Civil War. We know who they are. They're behind every filthy thing that's been going on in this country, actually since 1776, that we know about. Behind the president and all that, doing the things that they've been doing. We've got the whole history that goes back 1,000 years. We want people to slow down their thinking. have to pay attention to what I'm saying to them right now because it is absolutely true. And they say, how can you say absolutely? You don't know nothing about 1,000 years ago. I said, I know as much as anybody else does. And more. Now we're ready to expose it.
Amen.
Let's see what their reaction's going to be to that.
Amen.
Remember the sign that I put up on, never mind the sign. The sign isn't even important right now, but it will be down the road. But I want them to know that we do know who they are and what's going on. And that's why I'm so anxious here. I'm sitting here, you're not sitting here in the fidgety in the chair here.
Yeah.
So what's going on with you guys real quick?
Well, we got a lot of innocent people in prison, and we definitely are very happy that Elaine, Jason, and Daniel will, that at least Elaine will be getting out very soon. I do want to quickly just put on the record, Mr. Brown, about your emotional state, because I don't want to hear that you've committed suicide. I'm going to ask you, are you suicidal, and would you ever consider suicide? Because I don't want to read in some newspaper that you've committed suicide.
All right, here. Number one, I'm a Christian, okay? Christians can't commit suicide.
Amen.
I'm a conservative. I'm a middle-of-the-road conservative, all right? I have a love for life that is so profound it'll make you scream. I plan on living to be 150 years of age. 130 to 150 was my goal. But they're doing a heck of a job of me in here with this lousy food. It's terrible. My blood pressure during transfer to the, when I was at the Oklahoma Transfer Center, was 235 over 136. Now remember, I had a stroke back in last October 22nd. That almost got me. But because of a fast-moving ambulance driver, he saw what I needed, and he took care of the problem with fluids, with saline solution. But when that blood pressure went up that high, and my blood pressure then was only like 100, I said 100, I said 235 or 136, what it was. It was like 210 or something like that over 120 when I had the stroke. So this time it was really going high, and I was headed for another one, but he stopped at 2 of the 1 milligram of lisinopril. By the way, all my medication, all my one single pill that I take for medication, lisinopril, has been discontinued. They won't give it to me anymore. However, the kindness of the people here at the Merrimack County Jail, okay, have changed my diet for me for the first time in 12 years, and they put me on a correct diet, and my blood pressure dropped right back to normal after 12 years. Okay?
Praise God.
I don't need the medication anymore. I don't have stroke problems anymore. I know exactly what to do. Dr. Joel Wallach, that doctors don't lie fame, okay, is absolutely correct in all of nutrition and health. And if anybody wants to cure everything that they've got wrong with them, that's who they should be talking to, his people. No matter what he's selling, you buy what he's selling. You buy his books. He knows exactly what he's talking about. And we're going to prove that down the road, even though he doesn't know it's coming.
Amen.
He's correct. It's huge. I mean, what's going on here right now? It's funny. This is history right now in the making.
Amen. Amen.
Understand now. We understand. Huh?
No, I was going to say amen to what you said about Dr. Wallach. He has a product called Tangy Tangerine, and my wife and I practically we live off of that.
It's only one of the many.
Yeah. It's only one of many, right?
It's the same thing.
Yep. Yeah.
It's all good.
Yep.
Just whatever he has to say, everybody listen to it, and they'll be just fine.
Yep.
But they got to get off of all the processed foods, all of the junk, all of the grains. They got to get off of the grains. All right? Stop eating the bread and the white flour and the starch and the potato chips and the popcorn and all that other crap and junk. And all those fructose juices every morning. You get a little tiny glass of juice in the morning. That's all you want. You don't want a big glass of fruit juice and stuff. It's on and on. It's endless what that is. But then again, there's all seminars that are coming up. I'm not worried about making a living once I'm out the door, because I'm going to be doing some very large seminars when I hit the streets on all of this stuff. The government is welcome to come on board. The government is welcome to work with me. They can be in the office with me. I offered that to them way back in the day before all that stuff went down. Back in late 90s, I did. The FBI. So you have said, so you guys down in my office, they can work with me on the telephones here instead of just hanging around, sneaking around outside the yards and stuff, and across the street in cars and watching me and stuff. Come inside. I'll show you. We have no secrets whatsoever. And I still have no secrets whatsoever. And I still make the same offer.
You have 1 minute left.
Yeah, I guess I go. Okay, 1 minute left. Give it to me.
All right. Is there any restrictions that you know of on letters? Can we just stick a letter in a white envelope and mail it to you? And is there any limitations on number of paper? Anything that we...
All mail must come to... No books,
Okay.
Everything comes in plain white envelopes. Yes, it's
Okay.
for mail, and that website for any funding that might come to would be jailatm.com.
Got it.
On the computer.
Okay.
Okay.
I got it.
And I like to hear. I just heard from you. Disparity of sentencing.
They can't do that. They can't let the other three out and keep you an additional 10 years. It's an egregious miscarriage of justice. It's a disparity of sentencing.
Yeah, disparity of sentencing. I'm going to work on that today, as a matter of fact. I made a couple of calls on that if I have time. Thank you. I know I've only got seconds left.
We love you, Mr. Brown, and we're praying for your freedom.
Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
All right, that's Mr. Ed Brown, and I need to say something at the end of this call. The phrase disparity of sentencing did not originate from my head. I am repeating that from somebody who's much more knowledgeable about the law than myself, and I want to give credit where credit is due. But I'm glad that Ed Brown picked up on that phrase. And for the person who told me about that phrase, thank you sincerely. Disparity of sentencing. They cannot do that to Ed Brown. Take care.